Good morning. Let's fix that a little. Perfect. Good morning, everyone. My name is Nicole and you're watching Lee Health's Healthcare Heroes Self-Care Moment. Thanks so much for tuning in. This week we've been talking about resilience and how that allows us to move through difficult times. It's something that we learn and we acquire through difficult times. And as we've been moving through this quarantine, this virus, learning how to become more resilient. So there's a poem I wanted to share. I haven't shared a poem in a while. To start to set the tone. It is Feel Good Friday, so we are going to do a lot of movement today. But I wanted to start with this because I think it's a really beautiful just way to think about resilience before we move today. So it's called Wreckage, and it's by Nikita Gill. There's nothing beautiful about the wreckage of a human being. There's nothing pretty about damage, about pain, about heartache. What is beautiful is their strength, their resilience, their fortitude, as they display an ocean of courage when they pick through the wreckage of their life to build something brand new, beautiful, against every odd that is stacked against them. I like that. I thought it was really applicable to this idea of resilience. A lot of us are kind of thinking and sifting through what our life used to be and what it is now and what it might be in the future. And so there's this wreckage, right? Things feel disjointed, they feel disconnected. And our resilience is allowing ourselves to stay steady. So we find these practices to allow ourselves to feel that steadiness. So let's come on in and sit up nice and tall and start with some breath here. So we're going to inhale the right arm up and over and exhale it down. And then let's do the left arm up and over and exhale it down. And just start to move your body. Move your breath. Letting yourself come into this present moment, into how you're feeling today. That's it. Bringing in that movement that's going to allow you to feel a little bit more settled in your body and in your breath. That's it. Maybe even in your mind. Keep going here. Inhale, stretching up and over. Exhaling back. Good. Inhaling up and over. Exhaling back. One more time to each side. So right side and down. Good. And then left side and down. Perfect. And coming back through center, just rolling your shoulders onto your back. All right. Bring your hands to your shoulders now and sit up nice and tall. So if you're in your chair, you're going to scoot forward for this one. We're going to inhale to the right and exhale to the left and just start to get the side body and the hips, the back of the ribs starting to wake up. Feeling that movement as you come through side to side. Letting your breath be what carries you through here. So even when you catch yourself holding your breath, come back to it. That's it. One more time to each side. And then come all the way out and roll your shoulders onto your back. Feel that movement into your back body, the shoulders, the neck. Good. And then let's inhale our arms up. Now take a big stretch. Exhale as you reach forward, stretching into the back body. Big breath in as you reach up. Big breath out as you reach forward. Inhaling and exhaling. Good. Let's do two more like that. Big inhale and big exhale. Last one. And then roll yourself on up, bringing your shoulders onto your back, rolling them onto your back as you reconnect with the body. Perfect. So we're going to come in for this next one, and we're going to come to stretch our legs out wide. Sorry, I got a little stuck there in my chair. Bring your knees out wide. Sit up tall. Come around in some circles. So just start to warm up your hips now. That's it. Feeling that movement as you come around and around. And just notice what you're feeling. So especially in the morning, we wake up, we're a little bit tighter. Maybe we're a little disconnected from our body. So let yourself feel all those sensations, connect with your breath. And even if the sensations don't feel great, you can still connect. Notice your direction and change directions now, coming back around. Feeling your hips and your seat start to stretch, letting yourself breathe a little bit deeper. That's it. And then with the legs out nice and wide, take your right arm up, stretch it up, and then exhale as you tap towards the earth. So either you're touching the floor, you're reaching towards it. Inhale and exhale. Big stretch here into the back of the legs, the back of the hips. Perfect. Let's do 2 more here. Big inhale and big exhale. Lifting up. Good. Reaching forward, and as you come forward here, you're just going to stay forward and reach and reach, reach, and reach. Good. And then lifting up with your left arm now. Big inhale, big exhale as you reach forward. So feeling that stretching here. Inhale and exhale. Lifting up and reaching forward. Let's do 3 more like that. Remember, our Fridays are about feeling good in our bodies, so let yourself really feel that. And that brings a lot of resilience. It brings a lot of steadiness to us. This last time as you come forward, you can stay there and just start to reach, taking 2 more breaths here, and then coming all the way out. Good. Bring your knees back in. Come in and do some circles. Perfect. All right, so we're going to come up to standing. So as you come on up to standing, you can lean forward, come all the way up, and then face your chair. You can use your seat, or if you need a little higher, you can use the back of the chair. But for this one, I think most of us, the seat will be fine. You can even use the arms of the chair if you have arms on it. So we're going to start by stepping our right leg forward and our left leg back and just squaring off your hips. So you're going to turn your hips to the left and turn them back to the right, turning them forward. Just do that a few times, feeling your hips start to move, and we'll square them off of the chair. So this way they're out, this way they're pointing forward. 1 more. Keep your hips pointing towards the chair, and then just draw your right hip back. Legs are straight here. Inhale as you stand tall, and then exhale as you bow. And this is where you can kind of move the chair a little. Inhale and exhale, trying to keep those legs straight. It's going to be a pretty intense stretch to the back of your legs. That's it. Inhaling and exhaling. 2 more. That's it. Now stay there, and if you want to go a little deeper, you can pull your toes up on that right foot and keep drawing the right hip back. Let's take 2 more deep breaths here. If you want, you can bring your hands down towards the earth. That's it. Okay, lower the toes. Slowly walk yourself back up. Come into a forward bend, so feet are together. Bow over the top of your legs. You can rest your head or your forearms on your chair. 1 more deep breath. And slowly roll yourself on up. And we'll do the other side now. So now you're going to step your left foot forward, your right leg back. Start to open the hips out to the right, and then bring them back through center. So you're just kind of opening and closing off the hips. Now our inclination here is that our hips are going to want to open out to the side, but we want to keep them square. So we're just kind of moving back and forth. And then this time, as you come with your hips pointing forward, inhale and look up. Exhale and bow over your straight leg. Inhale and exhale. So you're going to feel it all the way down through the back of the legs, into the hips. Inhaling and exhaling. Let's do 2 more. That's it. This next time as you bow forward, stay there. That's it. And then maybe pull the toes up and take a little bit of a deeper stretch. Let's take another 2 breaths here. Perfect. Good. And then come all the way out. And this next one's going to be a little different for us. We're going to come down onto our knees. So if you don't want to do this and come down onto your knees, you can also do it on a tabletop, and you'll understand why in a second. So we're going to come in and we're going to bring our elbows, our forearms together, interlace the hands, and bring those elbows down to the chair as you walk back. Now you can do this one standing up and using your tabletop or your desk, but I kind of like this one on the chair because then you can really soften down. Reach your hips back and let yourself breathe. If it's too much to have your hands clasped like that, you can bring your hands down to your elbows. So sometimes that makes it a little less intense. Let yourself breathe here as you soften your shoulders, soften your heart, and even turn your head side to side. The more you press down through your elbows, the more you're going to feel it into your shoulders, into your back. Let's take 2 more deep breaths. That's it. Slowly come on out. Walk yourself in towards your chair or your table. Take your right hand down and lift your left arm up. So just take a little back bend here. You can also do this one just standing. So if you don't want to do it on your knees, take another deep breath. Good. And then we'll switch sides. We're going to bring that right arm up, lean back, Lifting up through your chest, through your heart. Take one more full breath here. Good. Come all the way out and then very carefully make your way back up. Coming back up and taking a seat back in your chair. Awesome job. All right, so Feel Good Friday. Let's do a little bit of massage now. So we're gonna bring our hands to the back of our head and our neck. So you're gonna come into that spot where your skull and your spine meet. If you feel around, you'll feel there's like a little ridge there, kind of drops off. That's called your occiput, and then right underneath there, you can feel your spine. So you can work your way along there, just working those muscles a little bit. There's a lot of little muscles that attach there, and a lot of times if you're having like a headache or tension, it can start to build up there and those muscles get tight. So as you work along that ridge, you'll feel like I'm feeling right here for me is tight today. Right? And just giving yourself a little bit of steadiness, a little bit of release. Let's take another deep breath here. Perfect. And then as you come on out, you can fix your hair if you need to, and then just come back and take a comfortable seat. Okay, so as we come in, we think about that idea of resilience. Maybe things feel like wreckage right now. I think a lot of my conversations with my friends are like, how is it gonna be, right? And we don't know how it's gonna be, right? We have to take the pieces of what we've got. We have to kind of remold things together. Things are gonna look different, and we know that. And being able to be okay with that, to be able to breathe and stay steady and know that we'll be okay is part of this practice of mindfulness, right? Knowing that it might not look the same, but we can still approach it from the same place, from our heart, from our own openness. So as we turn within now, start to sit up nice and tall. In this practice, that practice of turning within is really where that resilience really starts to rise up. So with your eyes open, just begin to notice what's around you. You can inhale through your nose and exhale through your mouth, filling up and emptying out. Letting yourself start to settle here. With your next exhale, you can close your eyes. You start to notice what's going on around you. Maybe notice any sounds, any commotion. Notice any sensation in your body, the way that the air feels, the way your clothing feels. Maybe even notice where you're holding tension. And start to notice now your breath. Notice the sound of your breath, the sensation of it. Notice the coolness of your breath as it moves into your body and the warmth of your breath as it moves back out. And try and follow that breath in through your nose and out through your nose or your mouth. Noticing how each breath comes again and again. Steady and supportive. Just allowing yourself to fall into that rhythm of your own breath. See if you can relax your shoulders away from your ears. Maybe even lean back in your chair. And if you'd like, you can start to count your breath now, counting your inhale and counting your exhale, starting at 1, going all the way up to 10. And if you find yourself distracted, you can always just come back to whatever number you left off on. Counting the breath, knowing that you will inevitably be distracted. Just gently bringing yourself back. Building on the resilience of your own breath, your own built-in steadiness. Just observing it, recognizing it. your next exhale, let your mind go wherever it needs to go. Feel yourself coming back into the presence of your body. Maybe feel the heaviness of your hips against the chair, the rise and fall of your chest, of your breath. Bring a little movement to your fingers and to your toes. Take a stretch. And as you come back, you can bring your hands back in front of your heart. And we honor this practice. We honor this practice of turning within, of finding that steadiness, even when we feel really broken up, when we feel like that piece of wreckage, so that we can bring things back together. I bow to you. Namaste. Thank you so much for tuning in. Would love to hear your feedback on here. You can drop any comments in. And also, if you are watching this, please feel free to share it. We'll be back on Monday at 6:40 a.m. So if you're here to watch it live, that's great. Otherwise, you can watch it on the replay. Have a great weekend. Be safe. Wear your mask. Namaste.